Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Whoops, move the camera there a bit. Welcome to the first half of the month of December readings. And for those that are new, welcome especially. I appreciate you stopping in for a bit. What I'll be doing in my format is I read for every single zodiac sign for the first half of the month of each month and then the second half of the month. And I call each sign my featured sign. And I go around the zodiac wheel, starting with Aries and ending with Pisces. And we are starting today with a beautiful featured, fiery, passionate first sign of the zodiac, Aries. And then in my true fashion, I like to have Spirit help me with the highlighted connection that's necessary for Spirit to bring to your attention. For reasons I don't know. I'm just the messenger. So I do it right in front of you. And this could be a person you're already very much connected with in the love connection category. It can be of all types of love, as I always like to say. And so let's pick that. And then what will happen is I'll be reading 4 major categories under this highlighted connection, as well as every single one of your connections, Aries. It does not have to be this, but if this isn't a person you're already involved with, it could certainly be somebody coming in or a person, or a feeling, I should say, of that particular sign, their energies, their personality traits. Maybe you have that in your own personal natal chart. It's always a great thing to look up. I recommend that people read or watch their sun, moon, rising, and Venus aspects because they're very, very telling and just that much more rich information about yourselves. So let's see what beautiful, beautiful Spirit has to say for the first half of the month of December for the Aries highlighted connection. Pisces, honestly, I write everything down. I feel so strongly, it could be wrong. No, actually, let me double check. I'm going to do it right in front of you. I'm just that curious. I'm afraid this might move, but let's just go back here. I'll keep it a little closer for this very reason, because there's so many coincidences and reasons that Spirit does this with the highlighted connections. And like I said, it could be just your own feelings and feeling really strongly about that and your intuition. But there's more I'll explain as we go on. So the second half of the month for Aries, what the heck? The second half of the month for Aries was Gemini. Okay, it was not Pisces. All right, but Pisces had Leo. Okay, so there's the fire. Now, I'm going to resort to this ever so often. I love this. Pisces is the 12th sign. You are the first sign. You're right next to each other on the zodiac wheel. You absolutely feel each other's energy and understand each other in a very, very polarity type of way. You're extremely different, and that definitely gravitates you towards each other. Now, you're a fire sign, Aries. You're ruled by Mars. There's a lot of power. There's a lot of determination, strength, leadership quality, courage, just very action oriented. Okay, you're fire. You represent doing things. You're a cardinal sign, for heaven's sakes. Cardinal signs, the 4 cardinal signs, represent the 4 seasons. So there you have a huge change, not only in your own personal lives, but the world at large, because seasons do affect us differently and have different things happening in that time of year for all of us. So there's a lot to be said about you, Aries, and I just would like to say that Pisces, the very special thing about Pisces is that they are extremely sensitive. They're a water sign. So you've got water and fire. And combinations like that, you can imagine, element-wise, brings, when you have fire under water, it's very steamy, or if the fire gets too hot, the water can cool it down. It's a temperate kind of working on it constantly. The tension is always going to be there. You got to work on how you want to approach each other. It's a more, I want to say, challenging aspect for each other, which kind of brings excitement and new aspirations and ideas and ways of looking at things. Well, Pisces is a mutable sign. They're very open to pretty much everything, and Pisces is known as the chameleon of the zodiac, and they do like to kind of just become one with where they are. They can change their personalities, they can change the way they feel or act, which is very conducive for wanting to get into things like theater or acting, Very creative sign, very, very devoted, caring, heart-centered, loving, almost like the sacrificing type of sign, where they will give far more of themselves sometimes when it comes to love than they receive back. Something to always think about and consider as a Pisces, if you know them and you are maybe having some of that in your chart. Well, Pisces, this is the month when, after the entire year of having Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius, the air sign, the water barrier, but really water information sign, that's a humanitarian sign, is going into the sign of Pisces. Aquarius is on the other side of Pisces. So all three of you really have great dynamics and complementary energy with each other. And you work well together, you inspire each other, there's great communication, there's great desire to get things done, momentum. And so, yeah, with Jupiter going into Pisces, we'll all feel a certain way in some of the characteristics of Pisces, but anybody with Pisces, placements in their natal chart will also feel it more so. So that's exciting. That's on the December 28th. But I'm going to talk more about things like that. The second half of the month will focus on astrology that's super important, namely that we're still feeling the effects of the full lunar partial eclipse that took place on the 19th of November. I'm actually recording these on Thanksgiving Day, so for those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, I send you my deepest heart sent, incredible, loving, happy, healthy, just beautiful day, joy-filled day, just to sit and appreciate and feel such gratitude for our lives and everything we've come through in the last year, almost 2 years now. It's pretty phenomenal. I'm very, very grateful myself to have you watching and being a part of my channel. If you like what you see, always supporting me with that, push the like button, join the tribe, be a member, not a member, I don't do memberships yet, but subscribe, which just means following me and just, once again, supporting me. It's a beautiful thing, and I love all of you for doing that. But anyway, yes, so the first half of the month is the feeling we're still feeling from the Earth-oriented, Venus-ruled sign of Taurus. That will affect us for months, by the way, 6 months or so. When there's an eclipse, it's a majorly stronger influence on all of us. And stories they kind of unravel through the time. Yes, things come quickly and end quickly with eclipses. A lot of transformation is in these last 3 months of every year, but particularly this year. And then we also have the new solar eclipse moon in Sagittarius on the 4th of December, just around the corner. And we are officially in the season of Sagittarius season, which is one of my favorite times of year. I feel the energy change automatically. Sagittarius is also a fire sign like yourself, Aries. Sagittarius is extremely interested in higher learning, education, adventure, travel. Also a mutable sign, open to new things, not really concerned with any one certain way of doing anything. Definitely truth-seeking. A lot of truth is being revealed in the world and in our own personal lives. And so, yeah, that new moon is a perfect time, being a solar eclipse in a sign that is so optimistic and ruled by Jupiter, which, as I said, is in Aquarius till the end of December. But Sagittarius and Aquarius energy together, you can change the world, it's just that kind of dynamic energy. And that's what you're feeling, Aries, and that's what all of us can be feeling. And it's a celebratory time between Thanksgiving and Christmas and then New Year's Day and such. And then I'll mention one more thing before I go on to the reading, and that is that Venus, the planet that rules Taurus that we just spoke of, the lunar eclipse that occurred in Taurus, is a planet that represents money and love and relationships and magic and feeling good and looking good and being just your absolute best and having these incredible creative inspirations. You're very sensual, you're very, you love all the natural things and the way things taste and feel and look, and it's really brought to the forefront. And yes, we're going to have Venus in the sign of Capricorn for about 4 months, a very long extended stay. The shadow period of the retrograde happening in Venus in Capricorn has already started. on the 19th, I believe, of November. It will happen, the actual retrograde will happen on the 19th of December through the January 29th, and then it'll go forward with the shadow period through about March 3rd or 4th. So a long stay, but a very grounded kind of energy. It is about success. It is about making money. Oh my gosh, Capricorn's all about success, and they're very, very capable, very resourceful, very steadfast. You know, they have a ruler being Saturn, which is also in Aquarius. So, I mean, ideas, information, technology, medicine, all this inventive kind of beautiful, new, out-of-the-box situations, transformations in our lives for the betterment and for the whole is really a big part of the picture and will be for years to come. So there's a lot of beautiful energy. Every month offers that to us. What we choose to do with it is up to us. But I do want to say from the deepest part of my heart in sincerity that it's going to be an easier month for a lot of people. So let's get on with the reading with the 4 major categories. I have changed my decks as I always do, and I brought out the beautiful Starseed deck. I'm sorry, the Star Spinner. I was almost going to bring out the Starseed deck, and next to it's the Star Spinner Tarot, because we're all stars. And when we wish upon those stars sometimes, we absolutely manifest exactly what we want. And reminding you that, once again, the optimism that comes with Sagittarius, the half man, half horse, you know, freedom, adventure, travel, planning travel plans comes to mind. Shooting that arrow, pointing that arrow and shooting it towards your dreams, your highest aspirations, thinking big, okay? And then allowing that to fall into place exactly as it will. Because we all have that capability. And it's pretty darn fantastic. So I love this deck. It's been a while since I brought it out. The first overall energy for everyone regarding this, certainly the highlighted connection of Aries and Pisces, as well as all of your connections, Aries, for the first half of the month of December, is the star. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Very, very beautiful. That is the star. That is Aquarius. It represents the sign of Aquarius. We've already spoken a good deal, or I have, about the influence of Aquarius still happening. And by the way, air and fire together are just phenomenal. There's so much that can be achieved. There's so much to talk about. And by the way, also Mercury, the planet of, you know, mind and thoughts and action and clarity of thought, conversation, inspirations, just moved into Sagittarius as well. So this is phenomenal. And I'm just letting you know that you have some really big dreams. I know you do, Aries. Any Aries I've ever known always has big dreams. There's nothing small. And you pursue them, for better or worse, and you make them happen. Sometimes you don't necessarily know how or whatever, and who does sometimes? You're more willing to just go for it and then go to the detail part later, right? Sound like you? I know I have an Aries moon, so I totally get that. People call it impulsive. The star, though, the major arcana, you know, just Uranus ruled. Now, Uranus is a big part of the picture, too. Uranus happens to be in the sign of Taurus, which was very much affecting this full moon that I spoke of on the 19th of November. But also, Uranus rules Aquarius. So the whole year, there's been unexpected things. Sometimes they're amazing, and you're like, wow. And then like the other day, last month when I broke my wrist. Totally didn't expect it. Definitely made a change in my life and my practical day-to-day and my finances and everything else that Taurus rules, like I said. And Venus is right there next to it, really, as far as, you know, all of those things now in Capricorn. So, yeah, just believing, regardless of the ups and downs and over and outs and things that come unexpectedly, think of the best and create that for yourself. It's that in a nutshell. That's the long and the short of it. So I absolutely love that as a beginning. The possible blessings or obstacle for you, beautiful Aries, is the Two of Swords. Okay, so, well, this is interesting because, well, there's a few things I can say about it. This is the second representation of air sign, which is what Aquarius is. And the air signs, of course, are Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Gemini is still the north node for all of us. Gemini is the communicator ruled by Mercury. There's a lot of air influence and will be for many years to come now. The predominance will be that. So we're really starting to think differently and have different perspectives. We're wanting to educate ourselves. We're wanting to be more independent. Entrepreneurial energy comes through. but at the same time, something that will be for the highest good of everybody. That's the Aquarian energy, you know, humanitarian. Let's be fair for all. Let's all be able to have a similar, you know, opportunity in our lives. And the 2 is 2 possibilities. You know, you're kind of crossroads right now. Maybe you have 2 options. You're having a couple of conversations, 2 job offers, for example, 2 possibilities of people you're interested in, financially, or I said financially, so there must be something to that, which would, you know, have something to do with the job aspect. But I feel like there is some personal aspect of this, and you're doing a lot of thinking. It's really simple. And also, when you, somebody else had told me, another tarot reader, which I really like the definition of this card. When you take away one, you have the Ace of Swords. And then when you take away the other, you have the Ace of Swords. So bottom line is that whatever decision you're making or have or about to make, and I'm telling you by that new moon, I think it's all just going to come out. It's going to be so rapid and quick. That's the energy of Sagittarius anyway. But the information and what's happening and what's changing in your life will last for a very, very long time. And maybe it'll start at the new moon and you'll still have information in different, you know, aspects to this change through June or so, through summer. Because, you know, we have retrogrades and things that'll pause things perhaps, maybe have you having a second look at it. You know, things come up. All in all, it's a beautiful emphasis. You will make the right choices. So just sit and be still and really give yourself a chance to think it over well. That's the time of retrograde of any planet, like with Venus, if it is a relationship, if it is a partnership you're considering, you know, because you've got this dream, you have this idea, it's happening in your mind. The people you want around you and working with you is essential, or, you know, romantically or friendship-wise, all of that is a huge part of how your life will unfold because of the energies you choose to have around you, whether they're working for you or not. That's something you really want to be very mindful about, okay? So that's the whole mind aspect and the conversations and things. So that is something to consider. I want to say this is the new moon right in the center there. But I would say by the Gemini full moon at the latter part, I think it's the 19th. I think it's the 24th. Don't quote me on that. I apologize. Of December. The conversations they're being had. They're very, very clear in your mind, you know. And I think a lot of these have already been in the making. So even though we have a retrograde that they say don't start things if you can help it, do your due diligence, do the detail, look into it, make sure if all that's already been happening along the way, I think you're good to go. That's my own personal belief. You know, you got to move forward, right? It's not like you just started the idea right at the, you know, Venus retrograde. So that's going to be okay. And you will absolutely be able to go forward. I feel very strongly about that. The third category is finances, and it's money, and it's energy, and it's wealth, and anything you consider to be wealth, whether it be the wealth of your relationships in life, the wealth of your body, and feeling good, and working through things that, you know, were causing issues, and seeing to it that you are attending to that, because what else matters besides how you feel and you know, how you take care of yourself so you can be the best in anything you do, right? That's something that really, as a massage therapist, I say it all the time, but I also believe it, and I'm actually doing that now. Go figure. I'm very sincere, but a lot of times I don't put myself in my little books, you know, and I'm doing that now. It's just super important, and I feel so good because of it. So good because of it. Let's see what your financial message is for you, beautiful Aries. Well, it is under coins. Oh my gosh. And it is the Knight of Coins. So the Knight of Coins, okay. Well, this is the earth element. This is the Taurus and that full moon and what you know, the money sign. This is Capricorn with Venus in Capricorn, and this is Virgo. And you know, well, earth brings us down to earth. And I know a lot of fire signs can use that sometimes. I know I can use it as an air sign because it just helps us to remind ourselves to be in the present, not get too ahead of ourselves, not be focusing too much on what happened as a reference, because that doesn't always work. You know, just because this happened before, it doesn't necessarily mean it'll happen again. But to give yourself that time, the Knight is a messenger, and this definitely has to do with money or the practical parts that keep your situation, your life secure, stable, grounded, safe, you know, whether it be your finances, whether you're interested in investing and you're just finding out, you know, oh, I've heard that's a good investment long term, and I'm thinking long term. When you have any kind of earth element, it's long term. So it could be one of the best choices you've ever made. You're going to want to think about it. And that's not something that you want to do impulsively, okay? You really, this is super important. And I will tell you, this is a slower moving energy. It could take some time to reach its fruition, such as certain investments, you know, that are made in the stock markets and stuff. But it's one that's long lasting, and it could be the wealth of your body and wanting to take care of yourself for the rest of your life as a priority, which is going to make all of your life far better, and all of your interactions and all of your accomplishments and all of your manifestations. So I really love seeing that. And you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to grow up and really put some thought and find out from other people who have experienced this what they have to say, the professionals, the ones who are in the know. And I love that for you. Now you've got, well, you've got two air elements, but you've got the pentacle and the earth element. Let's see what your last and final category is for this reading. And that is the surprises and wishes category. And, you know, with I was going to say Taurus, but with Uranus, a very, very big contender in the energies for a while now to come, and it's been there. The ups and downs and unexpected and surprises and phenomenal things that can happen and change our lives forever in beautiful, positive ways, especially with the energies of Sagittarius, you know, and the new moon like this as an eclipse. I really feel like that's going to be something that's just going to extremely motivate you and so many people in making the changes that need to be made and the transformations that are coming forth. But you also have, you know, wishes, and I pray that they're coming for you. And I know that this beautiful star, first card under overall energy, is just making more of an emphasis on the fact that your dreams are coming true. You are being heard. You know, sometimes we wait far longer than we would ever have imagined, and sometimes it's an overnight success kind of story, right? Especially with Uranus in the picture. But let us see what your message is, because I love this category and it really excites me, because we basically bring these things on, you know. Oh my gosh. The Ace of Wands, the most incredible, inspirational, sensual. This is also known as the phallic sign. It doesn't look like it here. I see that star again. I cannot believe what a beautiful life you are manifesting, Aries. It doesn't completely surprise me, because the Aries has this beautiful childlike energy about them. Like, yeah, we can do it. Sure, I'll try it. I haven't done it, but I'm going to do it. I know it can happen. It can only go well when you have those thoughts and that kind of beautiful energy behind it. And here's this to absolutely motivate you. This has been your dream. This is what you are manifesting. This is your wish. This is your surprise. Maybe happening far sooner than you thought. But you were heard, and it's coming through. And there you are with the wands, you know, your sign, your element, yourself, Sagittarius, and Aries, all working together, which is a really good time for you, because when you have another element, and we're in that time zone, like the season of Sagittarius, for example, it works in your favor. And it feels great. The yellow is the solar, the strength, the power, which you definitely have. So you're ahead of many of us in that regard. But you want to show others that way in the background to see a castle. Because that's what you envision. Like I said, you don't think small. You don't think, oh, I hope I can get that one bedroom apartment, you know, which gosh knows, mine's a very small place. I love it. It's what I have. I'm super grateful for it. But you can think bigger. And I really think you do. I think your dreams are really going to be manifesting, and you're going to be extremely happy with the weight. Yeah, even the weight. And the way things are going to be presented. And I think it's going to be very crucial that you do this with others in the years to come. It's a lot more energy that's focusing on, helping others and being united with others, which is also something I know you like to do. I've known so many philanthropic, Aries that want to help the world. So that's phenomenal. I love that for you. Congratulations. You got all the colors of the spectrum here. And the only thing you're missing in this beautiful 4-card spread is the cups. So that's about emotions, but that was your highlighted connection. That's the Pisces. That's bringing out the emotion in all of us. And when it's Jupiter goes in there, we're all going to be way more emotional sometimes and in beautiful ways and so creative and so intuitive and so on point about where we need to go and the direction we need to do, because we're listening to our higher power. We're listening to the guidance, and it will be there. Trust me on that. This year is going to be crazy. And I will mention that starting May through October, Jupiter goes into your sign, Aries. But we'll get back to that way later. It's on. I'm just saying it's on. So prepare for the new, the bold places you have not gone, or maybe you want to go back. Who knows? I can't say. But I will say that I want to finish your 2 oracle messages in closing on this beautiful Thanksgiving Day. The sun is shining. It's phenomenal. I got this beautiful bouquet of flowers from a friend, about a week ago, but I've been changing the water because I love flowers. And I'm using the first one, The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And it's a word, it's a saying, and that's the first understanding of the main message coming through. And then I'll read a little bit out of the book for you, okay? Love the reading. Feeling just vibrational energy all around me right now. Message in a bottle, 15. Information, once again, Mercury, clarity, conversations. Like, you're not one to hold back generally. I think you're very capable of leadership, as I said, and speaking and being very upfront about how you feel, straight across the board, very authentic. You're not phony. Sometimes very, very straightforward. Beautiful card, though. Some information coming through yet again. New beginnings, the wand, the inspiration, the fire, the passion, the desire. The dreams. How perfect. Let me read to you what it says, though, from the book, okay? I don't think I took it out, but I just want to see, because it kind of speaks for itself. Now, 6 is interesting. 1 plus 5, number 15, equals a 6 in numerology. So simply put, 6 is about balance in everything you do. And we are heading into a 6th year. This has been a 5-year. Go figure. Change, challenge. Challenge is what makes us work harder sometimes. I appreciate some challenges, some not so much. You strike me as someone that does not let any of that hold you back, Aries. It doesn't matter what the gender, it's just you're going to make it happen. And people really, really look to you for inspiration and appreciation of that kind of energy. So, 15. Essential meaning, communication, a sign, pointing the way to your highest good. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them. And when you, when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens, these oracles, the messages, the inspiration, the guidance and wisdom that they bring for us is unparalleled and so beautiful. They may come to you in a sign of a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. That happens to me a lot. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today your message is that Spirit hears you and the reply is favorable. Whew! It's on. It's on. I don't know what else to say. This reading had indicated that, starting with the star, ending with the star, which is the Ace of Wands, which is power and sensuality and passion, and it's absolute love, it's dreams and inspiration and manifestations, it's all of that and more. And you're getting that message coming really quickly. Could happen at your Thanksgiving dinner today. I don't know. You can let me know, though. I would love you to share that. I'll finish your beautiful reading with the Super Attractor manifestation message. Creating the life you want through absolute passion and feeling. Yes, you want to have a vision. Yes, you want to believe with everything you are, but the feeling of good and good feeling thoughts will go out into the universe, and that's what you bring back. That's what you have the intention to bring back. Intention is so important, isn't it? That's why that new moon on the 4th is going to be very vital for this new aspect, to just push it over the edge, just bring it to the fore, you know, bring it into realization and tangibility. So, your message, dear beautiful Aries, for all of you, is manifesting is the creative process of aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create an experience that elevates my spirit and the spirit of the world. I haven't pulled this card in so long. I use this every reading. Look at the colors, look at the vibrancy, look at the you, look at the energy, the fire, you know, the ambition. You're making it happen, you know. Just think as big as possible, embrace it, and just know it's real, it's happening. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so excited for this. Come back for your second half of the month, because it's a powerful month, but you know, each segment of the month, like the segment of the moon, it affects us differently, you know, and sometimes it's more noticeable and sometimes it takes a while, but either way, I would love to have you come back and enjoy your beautiful Thanksgiving Day. Thank you for taking the time again, and until next time, bye for now.